Finding that sales superstar, it often feels like trying to hit a moving target, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
And, studies actually show that mishires in sales, they can cost companies, well, multiples of that employee's salary. Huge impact.
It's staggering, really.
So today, we're really laser focused on the critical skills, the ones that separate, a standard recruiter from a truly exceptional headhunter.
The kind who just gets it.
Exactly. The kind the sales experts really embody. We're digging into those abilities that are absolutely essential for identifying and, crucially, landing top-tier sales talent.
Especially at the executive level. Yeah, that's a different ballgame.
It really is.
Yeah.
And this insight, it's coming straight from the experience, the expertise of the sales experts themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal in this deep dive is pretty straightforward, actually. We want to equip you sales leaders, you hiring managers, with insights you can use now. What to really look for in an elite sales recruiter.
The kind of partner who genuinely fuels your company's growth, not just fills a seat.
Right. Someone driving actual sales success.
It's fascinating how those, let's call them foundational recruitment skills, take on this whole new weight in the sales world, especially high-level sales.
How so? Give me an example.
Okay, well, take communication, obvious, right? But here, it's not just about, ticking off job specs.
Wow.
Your recruiter needs to be a really compelling communicator. They have to paint the picture, sell the opportunity to these top performers who, let's be honest, probably aren't desperate to move.
Good point. They're often passive candidates.
Exactly. And at the same time, they've got to accurately, persuasively represent the value that candidate brings back to you, the client.
So it's selling both ways.
Precisely. It's sophisticated, persuasive communication, both verbal and written, by the way.
Absolutely. And, that ties right into the next point, doesn't it? It goes way beyond just being articulate.
Mm-hmm.
It's about real connection. Interpersonal skills, they're just paramount.
You mean like building rapport?
Yes. Building authentic rapport. Showing genuine empathy. Think about it. The best sales leaders, the ones you really want, they're rarely pounding the pavement looking for jobs.
True. They're usually succeeding somewhere else.
So, an effective recruiter, a really effective one, needs to understand their deeper motivations. What might actually tempt them to even consider a change?
Right. And you need trust for that.
Exactly. You need to build enough trust to have those real, meaningful conversations. It's definitely not just transactional. It's relationship building at a high level.
Well put. And that high-level piece brings up time management too, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. How does that play in specifically?
Well, these executive sales searches, they're often, sensitive, sometimes confidential.
Okay.
There's usually pressure, time constraints. So a top sales recruiter has to be fantastic at juggling multiple complex searches at once without dropping the ball.
No detail missed.
Right. Which leads straight to attention to detail. It's just non-negotiable.
What kind of details are we talking about?
Everything, really. Carefully combing through executive resumes, ensuring complex job descriptions are spot on, handling sensitive candidate info, client info. It all needs meticulous care. Utmost discretion.
Okay, so communication, interpersonal skills, time management, attention to detail. What about the inevitable bumps in the road?
Ah, yes. Problem solving. Absolutely vital.
Because it's rarely straightforward, is it? Finding that perfect match.
Almost never. I mean, you might have a really niche role, very specific needs, or maybe you hit some reluctance, some hesitation from a candidate, or even from the client side.
Having all the time.
It does. And the best recruiters, they're creative problem solvers. They find ways around obstacles, navigate those tricky conversations, find that alignment.
Resourceful, I guess.
Very. And then if you sort of zoom out, look at the whole recruitment world.
It's always changing.
Constantly. New tech, new ways of doing things. So adaptability is key. A top recruiter, especially in sales, needs to be learning all the time, staying ahead.
Keeping up with the trends, the tools.
Especially in sales, which is such a dynamic sector itself. You have to be ahead of the curve to find the best people in a market that's, let's face it, fiercely competitive.
Okay, this is all crucial foundational stuff. But now, let's get to what feels like a really key differentiator, something the sales experts often talk about.
Go on.
It's the idea that a truly exceptional sales recruiter, well, they need strong sales skills themselves.
Ah, yes, absolutely.
It makes so much sense when you think about it. They're not just, matching keywords. They're actively evaluating if a candidate can genuinely drive sales success for the client.
They need to know what good looks like in practice.
Right. They need to recognize the actual qualities, the competencies that make someone a top sales performer.
That is such a critical point. And the sales experts emphasize assessing sales talent. It's not always straightforward. It's not just looking at past numbers on a spreadsheet.
There's more nuance to it.
So much more. A really seasoned sales headhunter, they understand the subtleties. They can gauge, will this person really thrive in this specific company culture with these market challenges?
Context matters hugely.
Hugely. And that's the essence of being a true headhunter, isn't it? That deep industry knowledge, understanding the specific skills needed for senior roles.
And they don't just sit back and wait for applications.
No way. They're proactive. They use their networks, their industry knowledge, deep research. They go out and find those great people who aren't even looking, the passive talent.
The ones everyone wants, but who aren't raising their hands.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's crystallize this for the sales leaders, the hiring managers listening. What are the actionable takeaways here?
Good idea. Let's boil it down.
Insight number one, I'd say. When you're choosing a recruitment partner, really prioritize finding someone who gets sales deeply.
Ask them how they assess potential.
Yes. Ask them specifically. How do you evaluate a candidate's ability to drive sales success in our company with our challenges?
And look for proof that their own team has those sales skills. Can they sell you effectively?
Good one. Okay. Second insight.
I think it builds on what we said earlier. Effective sales recruitment, especially for executives, is way more than keyword matching.
It's about the people skills.
Absolutely. Those strong interpersonal skills to build real trust with top talent. And the persuasive communication to sell the opportunity convincingly, don't underestimate that.
Definitely not. And the third insight.
Appreciate the value of specialists, the true sales headhunters.
Not just generalists who do the occasional sales role.
Right. These specialists have that proactive approach. They're wired to find those passive candidates, the high performers who aren't on the job boards but could be, a game changer for you.
Finding that hidden gem.
That's the goal. So maybe to sum it up for everyone listening.
Yeah, let's wrap up the core message.
When you're hunting for that next sales leader, that talent that can really move the needle, remember the basics, sure, but driving real sales success through your hiring, that really hinges on your recruitment partner having exceptional communication.
Strong interpersonal skills.
And crucially, that genuine sales acumen themselves. They need to understand what they're looking for because they understand sales.
Couldn't agree more. And by really getting these essential skills, you, the listener, can make much smarter choices about your recruitment support.
And ultimately, attract that higher caliber sales talent you need, the talent that helps you not just compete, but really win.
So we'd encourage you, take a good look. How does your current talent strategy stack up?
Yeah, evaluate your processes, maybe your current partners, through this lens we've discussed.
Which leads us to, I guess, a final thought. A question for you to mull over.
Okay.
In your quest for that next sales rainmaker,
Yeah.
is your recruitment partner actually equipped with the very skills they're supposed to be identifying?
Ooh, that's a powerful question. Food for thought.
Definitely something to keep in mind as you continue searching for top sales talent. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.